Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, we're going to be talking through some player props I like on Prizepicks for today's MLB slate on Wednesday, July the 23rd. We got a full 15 game slate today for Wednesday. We do have a lot of early games today. First game of the day starts at 12:05 Eastern time, and there's a bunch of games. After that, there's some games at 2 o'clock, at 3 o'clock. I think of the 15 games today, 10 of them start between 12 and 4 Eastern, so kind of in the noon/afternoon window, and then there's 5 night games. So like I said, most of the games today are early. I'm recording this video the night before, so I want to give you guys some early plays I like looking at the board the night before, and hopefully by the time you're watching this video, you'll be able to get these plays in, and these games won't have started yet. We're going to give out 2 plays for today, and both the plays I do like are going to come from the early games. So again, hopefully by the time you're watching this video, these games won't have started yet. But we're going to break down these 2 plays. We're going to share why I like them. Before we do that though, as always, if you guys do enjoy these Prizepicks videos and if they help you out, make sure that you hit that like button down below, hit that subscribe button as well. And if you guys are new to the channel and if you are new to Prizepicks, if you don't have a Prizepicks account, make sure to go sign up. Use that promo code NOAH when you do sign up for Prizepicks with my promo code and play your first $5 lineup. You're going to get $50 worth of free lineups instantly added to your account. Easy way to kickstart your bankroll on Prizepicks. Use those free lineups that they give you. Hopefully you'll win some money off of those. And again, you can start to build up that bankroll over on Prizepicks. So check them out, guys. Sign up. Use that promo code NOAH if you don't have an account on Prizepicks yet. And then I do also want to give a quick shout out to Sleeper, because we do have a partnership with Sleeper as well. You guys can go sign up for Sleeper. Use promo code NOAH over there. Download the Sleeper app. You'll get your first deposit matched up to $100. So if you want to deposit $100, Sleeper will match that, and they'll give you an additional $100 to play with. Now you have a $200 bankroll to work with, and you can try and build that up over on Sleeper. And if you guys don't know what Sleeper is, they're just a DFS pick'em app. They're very similar to Prizepicks. Simple, easy to use, very user-friendly app. It's very simple, easy to navigate. Check them out. Again, sign up, use that promo code NOAH. And again, if you guys don't have an account over on Sleeper. But let's talk about some Prizepicks plays that I do like for today on Wednesday. Now, I want to recap our plays from Tuesday's video before we go over today's plays. So we gave out 3 picks on Tuesday. It was unfortunately not a good day because of the 3 plays that we gave out, we only hit one of them. We hit Max Scherzer over 3.5 hits allowed, which is pretty much sweat free. I think Scherzer gave up 4 hits in like the first 3 innings or 2 innings. We got rocked yesterday, or technically today. At the time I'm recording this video. But the other 2 plays that we gave out unfortunately missed. Mitch Keller under 1.5 walks allowed. Did not hit. Keller, I think he gave up 3 walks on Tuesday night. Didn't have his best stuff. Just wasn't as sharp as he normally is. Wasn't throwing as many strikes as he normally does. His command wasn't typically there. Wasn't really there Tuesday night. Had 3 walks. And then we took Pete Alonso over 6.5 fantasy score. And I think Alonso went 0 for 4. Had a couple hard hit balls. I think that his first at bat, I watched it. He hit a fly ball to the warning track. It almost looked like it was going to be a home run. But yeah, tough one there. Alonso going 0 for 4. Love that spot for him. Didn't work out, and that's just how it is sometimes with baseball. It's a highly variable sport. Even when you find guys in great spots, thought the spot was great for Alonso yesterday. Even the best hitters in the best spots can go 0 for 4 any game, and that's just kind of how baseball is. It's a highly variable sport. It's a sport that has a lot of variance in it. It's a sport that it's fun to bet, but it does come with some swings, some kind of frustrating moments like that where you feel like you researched a play really well, you found a spot you like, and things just don't work out, and that's just how it goes sometimes. We didn't have the right reads on Tuesday, guys, but we're going to get back out of here for this Wednesday slate, and hopefully we can bounce back, hit both these plays for Wednesday. Got 2 early plays I'm liking, and let's go ahead and break them down. So first prop that I like is going to be a pitching outs prop, and we're going to take Michael Soroka for more than 15.5 pitching outs. So Soroka, if you look at what he's been doing lately, he hasn't gone over this line in any of his recent starts. Against the Red Sox, only went 4 innings. Wasn't the easiest matchup there. I mean, the Red Sox, they've been hitting the ball better as of late. That start was at home, but and Soroka did give up 9 hits, 7 runs. Obviously, when you give up 9 hits and 7 runs, it's going to be hard to pitch deep into a game. He only went 4 innings. And then against the Cardinals, he went 4 innings, gave up 4 hits, 2 runs. I mean, not the easiest matchup there, not the worst matchup either. And then in his last start against the Padres, went 5 innings, gave up 3 hits, 1 run. That was his first start back from the All-Star break. He did throw 85 pitches, which was a little bit of a shorter leash than what Soroka typically gets. Like in his start against the Cardinals, he threw 91 pitches. The start before that, he threw 93. So maybe in his first start back from the All-Star break, they were just kind of taking a little bit easy on him, didn't want to push him too hard. I think he should have a longer leash here and should be able to throw over 90 pitches today. So Soroka should have a long enough leash. If he's able to throw over 90 pitches, he should have a good shot at pitching into the 6th inning. Obviously, Soroka doesn't have to get through a full 6 innings to go over this line. He only needs to get 1 out in the 6th inning to go over this pitching outs line. And I do like this matchup for him against the Reds. The Reds offense, they have ranked pretty much as a below league average offense this season. You look at their splits against right-handed pitching this year. The Reds, in terms of their strikeout rate, they do strike out a lot, so they're a team that will swing and miss. 6th highest strikeout rate against right-handed pitching this season. And then if you look at some of their offensive numbers, their average, they do have the 9th best average in terms of their on-base percentage. They're 11th in on-base percentage. Slugging, they rank 13th in slugging, so they've been about league average there. OPS, they rank 11th. WRC plus, though, they do rank, let's see, in terms of WRC plus, they rank 16th. So a little bit more towards the bottom of the league when it comes to their WRC plus. And historically, the Reds have been worse on the road because this is a team that plays half their home game, or they play their home games, they play half their games in Great American Ballpark, which is a very hitter-friendly ballpark. The Nationals ballpark doesn't play nearly as hitter-friendly. It's kind of a neutral park. If anything, it's more of a slightly more of a pitcher's park. So I think this is a spot where Soroka will get to face an offense that I think is kind of been struggling lately. Like if you look at the Reds splits against right-handed pitching over the last 30 days, over the last month, the Reds have definitely been a lot worse offensively. They ranked 23rd in WRC plus over the last 30 days. So he's going to be facing a struggling Reds offense that going on the road into a ballpark that doesn't play as hitter-friendly as their ballpark in Cincinnati plays. This is a spot where I do expect Soroka to pitch well. And if you look at Soroka this year, he's not been great. Like he's got an ERA over 5. He's got a 5.1 ERA. But Soroka is a pitcher that is due for a lot of positive regression. Because if you look at his current ERA doesn't line up nearly to what his expected ERA is. His expected ERA is 3.22. His expected ERA is nearly 2 runs lower than what his actual ERA is. So Soroka's actually kind of run really bad this year to have an ERA over 5. He hasn't pitched nearly that bad. He's definitely due for some positive regression. And this is a spot where I think we can get some positive regression from Soroka here in a matchup where he should pitch well against a struggling Reds offense that, again, on the road has historically been worse away from Great American Ballpark. I think their splits this season on the road haven't been as bad, but this is a team that has historically been worse on the road. And I do like, again, this spot for Soroka, spot where he should be able to go probably 90-plus pitches. If he goes 90-plus pitches, I think he's got a good chance of going over this pitching outs line. So that's what we're going to take as our first play for today. Also, do want to mention that on DK Sportsbook right now, their line on Soroka is actually set at 16.5. It is slightly juiced towards the under at 16.5, but on Prizepicks, we're getting his line at 15.5. So there's some value there. Like this play, that's our first play for today. Now, the next play that we're going to take is going to be a hitter fantasy score. We're going to go to the Cubs and Royals game. And I like Pete Crow Armstrong for more than 5.5 hitter fantasy score. Now, if we look at the weather in this Cubs and Royals game, it looks like we're going to have some really good hitting weather in Wrigley Field. Winds look to be blowing out to center at around 10 to 15 miles per hour. It's going to be hot and humid, 90 degrees, 60% humidity in Chicago tomorrow. And for those of you that are unaware, the Cubs ballpark, Wrigley Field, it is the most wind-sensitive ballpark. So the winds play a huge factor on how the ballpark plays. The ballpark plays very hitter-friendly when the winds are blowing out, and it plays very pitcher-friendly when the winds are blowing in. And if we look at the weather, again, in Chicago tomorrow, winds blowing out, 10 miles per hour. Both teams, the Cubs and the Royals, have an implied team total over 5 runs. So clearly the sportsbook, they're expecting some runs to be scored in this game. The Cubs have a 5.8 implied team total, so the Cubs are expected to score nearly 6 runs here. It's a really good spot for the Cubs to be able to put up some runs, and they're going to be facing Seth Lugo, who has not been bad by any means. Lugo, if you look at his stats this year, I mean, he's been solid. He's been average. I mean, he's got a 4.71 expected ERA, which definitely is not good compared to his actual ERA, because if you look at his actual ERA, it's at 2.94. So we talked about how Michael Soroka is a pitcher that's due for some positive regression. His expected ERA is a lot lower than what his actual ERA is. Well, it's actually the reverse for Seth Lugo. Seth Lugo is a pitcher that's due for some negative regression. His current ERA, 2.94, is nowhere near his expected ERA of 4.71. So if anything, Lugo's a pitcher that's been getting a little bit lucky this year, because if you look at a lot of Lugo's numbers, I mean, he ranks below league average in expected ERA, expected batting average, chase percentage, whip percentage, pitcher that has very little strikeout stuff. His strikeout rate ranks about league average, 21.8%, but his whiff rate, his chase rate are way below league average. They're just his chase rate ranks in the 14th percentile, whiff percentage ranks in the 22nd percentile. So he's another pitcher that could be due for some negative regression when it comes to strikeouts, just because of how few whiffs and chases he's getting relative to what his actual strikeout rate is. And then if you look at his hard contact, he's been giving up a lot of hard contact, 46.3% hard hit percentage. I think this is definitely a spot where we could see Lugo struggle and give up some runs, facing a really good Cubs offense in a ballpark that should be playing pretty hitter-friendly today, with it being so hot and humid and the winds blowing out at Wrigley Field. And Pete Crow Armstrong, we know is a hitter that has a lot of power. He already has, in terms of home runs this year, I think he has I want to say almost over 20 home runs, I'm pretty sure. 26 home runs this year. He's also a guy that has a lot of speed. If he gets on base, he can steal bases. He does have 28 stolen bases. And if you're unaware, when you take a hitter fantasy score prop, you do get 5 points for stolen bases. So if Pete Crow Armstrong gets walked and then he steals second base, I mean, that's 7 fantasy points right there. And just like that, he cashes this line. So there's a lot of ways for us to get 6 fantasy points from Pete Crow Armstrong. And I do like this matchup for him against Seth Lugo, who has struggled a little bit this year, more with lefties. Lefties have given him more problems, only allowing a 170 average to righties, but to lefties, he's allowing a 258 average. So it sets up as a pretty good spot for some of the lefties for the Cubs. PCA, Kyle Tucker, I think is also in a pretty good spot. But PCA at 5.5 fantasy score, I definitely think this line's a little bit too low, especially given the favorable hitting conditions that we should see in Wrigley Field on Wednesday afternoon. So this is what we're going to take, guys, as our 2 plays for today on Wednesday. Michael Soroka, more than 15.5 pitching outs. Pete Crow Armstrong, more than 5.5 hitter fantasy score. Going to keep it simple, just roll with 2 plays for today. Again, we have an early slate today, a lot of early games. So I'm recording this video the night before. Going to try and get this out early so you guys can hopefully get these plays in before these games start on Wednesday. But I'll have more plays for today. Post those every day over on Patreon. We did give out 4 picks on Patreon on Tuesday. Went 4-0. Paired those with the taco, which hit. So got a 5-0 sweep on Patreon if you include the taco. So good day over there. If you guys want more prospects plays from me, again, you can always check out the Patreon. That's linked down below in the description. But that's all that I got for today, guys. Let's win some money on the slate. Appreciate you guys' support as always. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Best of luck today. Peace.